Hello, thanks for joining today's webinar. You can enlarge your screen for the optimal viewing experience using these buttons. You can also click the arrow here to view the hidden menu. The section at the very bottom will twirl out a menu that allows you to ask questions for the host to answer. Thanks for joining us, and we hope you enjoy this webinar.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to get BOI information from your clients. This message will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
That's easy. I have TaxBandits.
Hi, my name is Tiffany and I'm here with Christina and we're the product managers of TaxBandits. Thank you for tuning in again with us for our summer BOI webinar series. All through this summer, we're going to be having a mini series regarding the BOI reporting process, and we're going to let you know what you need to know.
As a reminder, TaxBandits is an IRS-authorized e-file provider, and while we have years and years of experience and we love to talk about taxes, we are not tax advisors. So if you do have any specific questions or need tax advice, we definitely recommend reaching out to the IRS or a certified tax preparer.
Definitely. And for anyone who hasn't tuned in with us before, we'll start with a quick recap of what the BOI is. The BOI is the Beneficial Ownership Information Report, and it started with the Corporate Transparency Act. Starting January 1st, this law requires businesses to file the BOI report unless they fall under one of the 23 exemptions. So let's embark on our mission and talk about BanditConnect.
Sounds great. I would like to say that it is not a top secret mission. We want to tell everyone.
The entire world.
The entire world. BanditConnect is essentially a secure way to request and receive information from your clients to be able to submit their BOI report. Mm-hmm. With TaxBandits, obviously you can submit the BOI report. It's what we've been telling you about all summer so far.
So many times.
BanditConnect specifically allows you to invite your client to help with completing the required information. We know that a lot of the information needed for the report is pretty straightforward. You know, you have your beneficial owner, but you also have your employer information, like the EIN and the address, and a lot of those details that are already going to be in preparer records. So with BanditConnect, you can start the BOI report. Mm-hmm. You pick the business from your address book that we talked about earlier in our series, if you have not checked that out. And then you actually get to choose the level of access that the client has. But by inviting them, they are providing some of the information that you may not already have for the report, like who is the beneficial owner, and especially the identification. You know, whether it's going to be an ID or like a state-issued driver's license or a passport or something else. Exactly. There's a whole list of options.
And this makes it a secure way of getting that information in there instead of trying to email it back and forth or over the phone.
Or fax you a copy,
exactly.
But people still use fax machines sometimes,
do.
And you know,
it makes it so much more secure and easier. You don't have to chase them around; they don't have to chase you around, and
you're not having to store that information in a totally separate location from where everything else is.
And you don't have to worry about the security of all the other locations you might have to have things in.
Exactly.
So everything's in one place where you have access to it, and your client has access to it, and no one else.
So from there, your client is uploading whatever level of information you give them access to. They're able to input the beneficial ownership information. They're able to add the ID. Do you want to talk a little bit about the validations that are in place in that portal to help ensure that you're completing the mission smoothly?
Definitely. BanditConnect helps you execute your objective. So your client puts in the information and certifies that it's accurate, and we have validations in place to make sure that the information that they put in is accurate, and we have validations in place to make sure that they don't miss any of the required fields. We also have error checks in place for USPS address checks and validations to ensure that the client is submitting a valid address.
Excellent. And then that information is going to be stored in the TaxBandits account
Exactly.
to use with future reports, corrected reports, updates, anything like that.
Exactly.
I also want to talk about how BanditConnect allows you to communicate through a secure channel.
Yes.
So
that
the
is one of
mission's
my
not
favorite-
compromised. I'm so sorry.
I love it. That is one of my favorite features that we offer.
Because again, it's really difficult when you're dealing with emails and texts and calls and fax, when the information is just all over the place. And so in BanditConnect, you actually have a messaging option for that specific client, for that specific report, that allows you to reference the type of report and what is needed, so that you can kind of go back and forth if needed. If the information you're getting is not what you were expecting, if you review it and you say, I'm not sure about this, let me double check. There's a secure way to do that.
And you can do it in real time. You don't have to wait on an email. You don't have to pick up the phone. It's something right there as you're in the form that you can do and ask the questions at the same time.
Yeah, you don't have to disrupt that focus.
Exactly. Because it takes 20 minutes to refocus once you have had to move on to another project if you get distracted. Happens to me a lot.
It's a terrible statistic. It's accurate. It's just sad.
It is.
Now, I don't know, in all of our Mission Not So Impossible features so far that we've talked about, possibly the coolest thing about BanditConnect, which is the branding.
I love it. It is so cool because you, as the preparer, can add in your branding logo, and you can create emails that only show your logo. They don't ever say TaxBandits, and so your clients only see your logo.
Exactly. When they're being invited to the portal, they'll see your logo, they'll see your company name, they'll see their name, everything is actually customizable so that it's cohesive for them, almost like you're going incognito, if you will. But that way, they're not seeing something from another company. It's not causing more confusion than it's helping. It's going to be a pretty straightforward process on their side as far as what they're seeing. You can even add, as the preparer, you can add your phone number and your email address to the portal, so that when they're signing into it, if they end up having questions, again, they're directed very clearly on who to reach out to, so that there's no confusion there. It's not required, but it's definitely an option. So any last thoughts on BanditConnect for today?
Well, you definitely want to go ahead and get all of this set up, because you don't want to let the timer run out and have an explosion of paperwork.
I think that's my favorite mission not so impossible pun that you've had.
That's what we do here at TaxBandits.
Mostly we look at things related to BOI reports and tax forms, but occasionally we get to have a fun pun. And so we really lean into that.
We enjoy a good pun. Is there anything we need to leave the folks with this week? Well, the thing is it is a big, deep feature. And you go into it, and you can play around in it, and you can get the things, and you do the things.
But it's not complicated.
It's not complicated, but you get this whole branded, almost like channel of your own.
And I think that's the key takeaway, is it's not complicated.
Exactly.
It's an easy-to-use feature for you. It's easy for the client. If you were considering not offering the BOI report, this is a great reason to offer it. You're taking a lot of the responsibility, the work, the time off of yourself, the preparer, delegating that to the client. You're still offering them a service that they need help with, because let's face it, business owners
They've
are
got
concerned.
a lot on their plate too.
They do, and there's so much uncertainty in the news. Like they're not going to want to handle this on their own.
And this is information that they have, for the most part, readily available. This is not something they've got to dig for.
No.
They can just fill it out real quick. It's like when you go to the doctor's office, you fill in your information, you already know it, you just put it in there and you're done.
Yeah, like take a picture of your ID, fill in a couple of things. We even, in the portal, we even default to the most common answers for the BOI report so that if that information's correct, they can just keep moving.
Exactly.
So Tiffany has already given you your action item for this mission, which is to set your account up if you haven't already
Exactly.
and get the BanditConnect set up.
Yes.
Now is the time.
Now is the time.
We have tons of great resources available, so whether you're looking for information on BanditConnect or about the BOIR or any of the other features that we've talked about that are going to make the BOIR reporting easy, the business owner information, oh, Caleb, I'm so sorry, kill it, just gotta kill that part. They're going to make the beneficial ownership information reporting easy.
Yes.
YouTube videos, webinars like this one. We've got webinars coming up in the series, so make sure to check out our channel and register for those. We also have a full support team available, so if you have
Absolutely.
questions, feel free to reach out to us.
Don't forget to look at our lives on Wednesdays for the 941s.
Where the bandit himself makes an appearance and talks.
He does. And I also do bandit chats that we show on Fridays. So keep an eye out for those with little tidbits of information. And we appreciate you all joining us this week. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Bye.